welcome to Elite Weather Forecasting. My name is Mr. G. I'm your student meteorologist studying meteorology at Mississippi State University. Thank you for joining me today. And if you are enjoying these weather forecasts that I produce here every day, please leave a like to the channel and comment and subscribe. And I would appreciate you very much for supporting in what I do here on this weather channel. And we're going to be looking outside in St. Paul, Minnesota right now. A beautiful, nice spring day across the upper Midwest. A little bit on the chilly side. We're seeing those temperatures in the mid 40s right now under mostly cloudy skies. We see a lot of those stratocumulus clouds out there. A brief rain shower might also be possible across the Northland as well, but we're not expecting much in the way of rainfall accumulation or any snowfall accumulation, but we will see maybe a stray shower or some sprinkles out there across the northern plains and the upper Midwest. Let's jump into our national radar right now as we take a look at what's happening across the country. Hey, here we are as we're taking a look at my WSV3 software. This is one of my favorite weather forecasting tools. And what we're seeing across the country here is several areas where we're dealing with some inclement weather. We're seeing some inclement weather here across the Northeast and into New England. This is our storm system that brought some severe weather through the Midwest into the Mid-South over the last week or so. Now it's kind of here just meandering around New England and parts of northeastern Canada. We have blackened high over the North Atlantic, and that blocking high is preventing this storm system from moving away, so it's just kind of meandering here across the Northeast and will continue to do so over the next couple of days or so. So we're going to continue to see showers and some rain up here across the Northeast and into New England. So that includes Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and upstate New York. Here we're looking at some frost and freeze warnings across parts of the upper Midwest this afternoon. So Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, parts of southern Michigan, as well as over here into Iowa, Missouri. We got frost advisories, freeze watches in place for temperatures below freezing in the overnight hours and early mornings tomorrow. So we are seeing things a bit cooler than average here across the Midwest and into parts of the Mid-South as well. Along the Gulf Coast, we have a trough of low pressure here. We have a couple of short waves that is producing some showers and thunderstorms along the Gulf Coast. Some storms could be severe here along the Houston and Galveston area. So down here across South Texas, we could see some showers become severe and the possibility of maybe water spouts right along the Gulf Coast here. Some heavy rain is going to be possible across parts of western Alabama and east central Mississippi as well. And we have showery weather up here across the upper Midwest and into the northern plains through Minnesota and into Wisconsin. Just some very light stuff out there. It's not going to amount to much, but a few sprinkles and some light rain showers across parts of the upper Midwest. And then here across the central plains, we have a big area of high pressure, not high pressure, but low pressure here across the eastern Rockies and through parts of the western plains of Colorado and into Wyoming. And that is going to provide some showers and thunderstorms that's going to be eventually moving out into the central and southern plains as we head into your Monday and Tuesday. And that is going to increase the possibility of severe thunderstorms down across parts of Texas and Oklahoma yet again this week. We'll have to see how the tornado threat shapes up, but right now I don't quite see that happening, mainly because of the lack of cold air to the north, so we won't have that shot of cold air as bad. So I think the severe threat will be a little bit lower as far as any tornadoes is concerned. And then here across the western Rockies and into the Pacific Northwest, so you in Oregon and Washington, you're going to continue to see wet weather that way, even though overall trends are for drying and temperatures to warm out across the west. as we come to the end of the month of April into May, we're going to see things dry out across the West and especially the Pacific Northwest, and those temperatures increase. And you might even get to the opportunity to pick up a triple-digit high down there in southern Arizona as well. So that is a look at our national radar. Let's jump into the rest of the forecast as we look at what we're going to be seeing region by region across the country as we start our new work and school week. Okay, now here we are with our regional weather forecast as we take a closer look at that warm up across the west and that wet weather that we're going to be seeing across the south and in the southeast. And our first map is going to be a picture of our jet stream here. So a persistent trough has been along the subtropical jet this over the last maybe good month and a half, so at least 6 weeks. The last 6 weeks, we have been seeing a persistent troughing down across the west and into parts of the desert southwest, and that trough has been ejecting out. That jet stream energy has been ejecting out across the southeast, but we're seeing it a little bit further to the south here into the mid-Atlantic states. Instead of it going mostly north into the Great Lakes and the upper Mississippi River Valley, we've been seeing those storm systems position themselves up here across the upper Midwest. But we're going to be seeing a more southerly track as we move into this week. So that is going to open the door for cooler and more persistent chilly weather here across the Great Lakes and into the Northeast because of our active subtropical jet stream. We have a weak polar jet that's way up there in Canada, so it's not really providing any oomph for storm systems across the north. So we're going to be seeing a relatively benign but chilly weather pattern across the northern tier of the country this week. Most of the action is going to be down to the south here with any thunderstorms or severe weather. So we have that persistent dip in the jet stream. And here we are as we take a look at our main upper level low pressure that's going to be here across the eastern Rockies and into the western plains. But what we're going to be dealing with here is little impulses of energy that's going to spin off from this main upper level system here. So these little impulses or short waves that we call them are going to be traversing across the southern end of our jet stream, where we'll have a low level jet setting up here across the southern plains into East Texas, parts of Louisiana, as well as into the southern Appalachian Mountain area and off the southeast coast there. So we're going to be dealing with those potential little disturbances that's going to be leading to showers and thunderstorms for the most part, most of the week down across the south and into the southeast, and some severe thunderstorms are going to be possible as well. But let's jump into our first map here of the southeast, and as we take a look at Tuesday's weather forecast, when we're going to really start to see that severe weather start to take shape down there across the central and southern plains. So we got Oklahoma and Texas under the gun once again. I don't expect a big tornado situation with this. Maybe a smaller, weaker tornado could be possible, but I'm mostly expecting damaging winds and heavy rain and some smaller hail. So maybe some nickel and dime size hail. I mean, that's pretty good hail in itself, but I'm not expecting gorilla hail or major hailers like we saw over the last several weeks. But some stormy weather is certainly going to be taking place across the central and southern plains of the United States this week, especially on your Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, we're going to continue with those showers and thunderstorms across the western plains from Colorado, Kansas, North Texas, Oklahoma, North Central, and Northeast Texas. And we're going to start to see some of those showers and thunderstorms spread along the Gulf Coast states and into the southeast. So if Atlanta, all the way up to Raleigh, Durham, and down the Florida coast here to Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Orlando, Jacksonville, Tampa, St. Petersburg, the Gulf Coast, and on over to New Orleans, we're going to be dealing with those showers and thunderstorms, and those temperatures are going to be a bit below average as well. We're going to be seeing a lot of areas still in the 60s and lower 70s. We might see some 80s along the immediate Gulf Coast, but most of this is going to be due to a bit of a northerly flow and the addition of cloud cover and rainfall that's going to help keep temperatures a little bit on the cool side across the southeast. Here's a look at some of our precipitation forecasts. And as we get into Monday night, we're going to be seeing those skies partly cloudy out there for the most part across the south and the southeast. So a lot of dry weather for the most part as we head into your Monday. But as we get into Tuesday, things start to get a little bit interesting here across the central and southern plains, where we start to see those thunderstorms and severe weather. We're going to be seeing dry weather across the southeast, but we will have some thunderstorms down there in Florida as usual. So what's going to be new with that? And then on Wednesday, showers and thunderstorms pretty much overspread the entire area along the Gulf Coast. So Houston, San Antonio, Dallas, all the way up to Tulsa and Oklahoma City. Showers and thunderstorms, some severe weather is possible. Heavy rain across the southeast and along the Gulf Coast. We can see some flooding down here to parts of southern Alabama, central and south Georgia, and north and northeastern Florida as well. Heavy rain is also possible across the Carolinas. So again, another wet week for you folks down across the south and in the southeast, with those cooler temperatures as well. And as we move into your Thursday, showers and thunderstorms are going to be mostly focused along the Gulf Coast from New Orleans on over to Florida. So if you are in New Orleans, we're going to be seeing Jackson, Mississippi, Nashville, Tennessee, Atlanta, and the mid-Atlantic states here, and parts of the mid-south, the southeastern coastal sections here. Heavy rain there for Raleigh, Durham, Charleston, South Carolina, and then thunderstorms and severe weather possible down here across the state of Florida. Then as we take a look at your Friday, so Monday through Friday this week, we're going to be looking at mostly about 1 to 2 inches of rain. Is going to be our maximums as far as rainfall is concerned. So that is going to be, this is a pretty well soaked area, so flash flooding is going to be at a minimum concern. It's always going to be possible, but I'm not worried about flash flooding because it's already pretty wet down here from all the previous rounds of rain and thunderstorms that we have seen over the course of this spring. But we will see that wet weather all the way across the southeast this week, as this will be a very wet week, all things considered. And then we're going to be seeing those temperatures plunge as well. So as we take a look at Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we're going to be just a little bit at average or slightly above average, especially along the Gulf Coast here as we take a look at Jackson, Mississippi. By the time you get to Wednesday, it's going to be 76, which is a little bit above average. And we're going to be seeing a lot of folks. So as we leave Sunday and get into the Monday hours, we will see those temperatures kind of hover around average or slightly above average, but nothing too unreasonable across the southeast. But it's going to be a bit cooler because of wet weather and cloud cover. And here is our severe thunderstorm forecast for your Tuesday. And we're going to be seeing those severe thunderstorms focus over East Texas here. So we're talking about the Dallas-Fort Worth down to the Houston area and into San Antonio. Waco is right about here. That's one of the bigger cities in this severe thunderstorm outlook area. And we're going to be seeing thunderstorms likely in that region, but we're going to have the possibility on the outside areas in the yellow here. And then again, that primary threat is going to be for some damaging wind and some hail with those severe thunderstorms. Not expecting any tornado outbreaks this week, but we're going to take a look at our weather across the northern part of the country. It's going to be kind of unsettled this week with some periods of rain showers here and some snow over toward the Rocky Mountains, and a bit cloudy and cool in the north and the Great Lakes. And into the northeast is going to be a little bit on the unsettled side, maybe some periodic rounds of showers, but not expecting any snow across the upper Midwest and the northern plains this week, as it's going to be a little bit warm for that. So that's a good thing. So no more snow. And as we move into your Wednesday, again, things are going to continue a bit on the unsettled side. We're going to be seeing wet weather down here more further to the south, the central and southern areas of the central plains, and across the Rockies, where we're going to be seeing some snow in that region and rain showers across the plains of Wyoming and Colorado and western Nebraska here. And we're going to be seeing dry weather across the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes. Again, it's just going to be a little bit on the chilly side. And we're going to be seeing dry weather on Thursday across the northern and central plains. But that wet weather will start to move into the Minneapolis, Marquette, Michigan. And we're going to be seeing wet weather here across the parts of the Tennessee Valley, Cincinnati. We're going to see maybe some rain showers moving to that area and some scattered rain showers through parts of the mid-Atlantic and the southern portions of the Northeast. Okay? And here we are as we get into Friday. That wet weather becomes a bit more widespread. We start to see those rain showers pretty widespread into the mid-Atlantic, the Great Lakes area, and the upper Midwest. Then we might see some snow showers here over northern Minnesota at the Arrowhead and southern Canada here. So we're going to start to seeing some snow over southern Manitoba, and we're going to be seeing rain showers down here to the south near St. Louis, as well as Kansas City, and over to Nashville, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Buffalo, New York City, Boston as well, Washington, D.C., Charlotte. We're going to be seeing those rain showers for your day on Friday. No severe weather or thunder expected with that activity, so we don't really have the instability in the atmosphere this go around. So that is a bit of good news. And then here is our rain and snow forecast across the northern part of the country. Here we have the Rockies to the west, and we have the northern and central plains and the Great Lakes. And we're going to be seeing some rain on and off through the period. So we're going to be seeing rain showers and maybe about 1/4 inch for the most part across the upper Midwest and the northern plains. A little bit more rainfall down to the south there. You can see about 1 inch across the southern plains and into the mid-Mississippi River Valley. But if you take a look at the Rocky Mountains out to the west here, we will see about 1 to 3 inches of snow. So light snowfall amounts across the Rockies, and a little bit of rain up there in the northern Montana, and into parts of the Pacific Northwest. So we do have pretty much a kind of a quiet week, all things considered. I'm not expecting a whole lot of trouble with severe weather. I am expecting it to be a little cool for some folks here across the north and the upper Midwest here, the Great Lakes, and into the Northeast, and across the mid-Atlantic as well. We're going to be seeing things slightly below average as far as the temperatures. Not really outright cold, but it's going to be a little bit on the chilly side and cool across the east. And out in the west, we're going to start to see things warm up a bit. We can see our warmer than average temperatures starting to develop here out to the west as we move in to the first week of May. So that will be a welcome break for the folks on the western half of the United States. I am happy to report that even though we're going to be seeing things a lot cooler here across the Midwest and parts of the South and into the upper Midwest and the Northeast as well, we're going to be seeing things a bit chillier than average as we head into the first week of May. And my name is Mr. G. That is your weather forecast as we wrap up this weekend, and another week is in the books, getting ready for the next week. And thanks for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell so that you are notified whenever I post another video.